fourth one is combination of the shamatha and the tantra. The union of bliss and emptiness is tantra. So this is only possible with the very strong, very powerful shamatha. So number 4 is inclusive of the shamatha and the tantra both. So total this is considered of 5 points. Okay, this is very precious. Okay, then the next page 28. Foundation of all good qualities. This is the main practice. Up to this point is the preparation and foundation of all good qualities. This is the main practice which we call as the loving practice. So this is a loving practice, right? Okay. Then next, okay, to 32. So loving practice condensed. Loving practice, then find out what actually should I be practicing this question. What should I be actually practicing? So even this, the foundation of all good, we recite it. We recite it and our minds constantly activate in the different aspects. But we don't emphatically practice on this. We don't emphatically practice. So for that part, actual practice we will find in page 32, generating the body consummate yoga. So this is actually apart from tantra, but this is so precious and it's so precious from tantra, which can be actually used in a tantra and sutra both ways. So therefore we extracted this, taken out from tantra, and we included it here. So this has this. We do first a shamatha practice, single point meditation. From tomorrow we will do this single point meditation for 5 minutes. Single point meditation we will do, and then we'll do the renunciation. Then we do the bodhicitta. We do the emptiness, and then we take the aspiration bodhisattva. Okay, so all this actually practicing happening. Actual practice is happening. You're getting it? Practice of renunciation, practice of practice of the shamatha, practice of renunciation, bodhicitta, all we are actually doing. So this is what I was saying, the final formatting, the final formation, final shape of all the practice which we did thus far. So this is the final shape. Okay, then we end with the dedication. Finish. So this is what we're going to do from every morning from tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, we stop here. Okay, yes. So we'll do the quick end dedication prayer. Okay, we turn to page 308. Okay, so this is I would say that this is extremely important. Say, generally speaking, I give many teachings in many places. Some topics are very complicated, like Pramana Vartika, like the fundamentalism of the middle way by Arjuna, the actual Chandrakirti's text on emptiness, and so forth. So, but I personally would say that this Bodhicitta retreat is the most important thing. And if somebody can attend it at least once or twice, will help the person to shape one's, the life, to make life meaningful. Otherwise, we attend this teaching, that teaching, that teaching, this teaching, that teaching, empowerment, this, and so forth. And finally, what are you doing? On a daily basis, what do you do? Right? And then, as you become older, more and more teachings, more and more commitments, more and more recitations you do, then finally you end up having so many things to read. You can't even finish reading those things, forget about practicing. And then the teachers say, we have to practice. We don't have time to practice. So, the Bodhicitta, the retreat that we do, this is primarily to let us know as to what is the most essential part of Buddhism and how to practice them, and depending on how much time you have, right? Wisely dedicate your time for your work, partly for your studies, partly for your sadhana, recitation, so forth, partly for the actual meditation, 3 things. Okay, this is so important. With this in mind, It's very auspicious that because of Dharma Marine Center, Leora's effort, and Gilala was very much involved in sending all these documents for the coming to Israel, right? So both of you, thank you so much. And then we have Leon, who is manager of this program. Thank you so much. And the Tamila for making sure that what's happening here is well taken care of, my food and so forth. Yeah. Okay, thank you. And I remember Shresh from last time taking responsibility for one public talk, right? Public talk, I think. Weekend program, yes. Okay, so that way I see that that this is a very intimate group. So no doubt over these 5 days we're going to accumulate enormous amount of merit, and that is dedicated merits that's gathered towards the long life of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. The truth source of Jiao happens on this today, that His Holiness lives long, and that his wishes be fulfilled spontaneously. And there's also dedicated merits that's gathered that all these incredible great learning centers such as Ganden, Sera, Depong, and all the monastic big academic monastic institutions of Sakya, Kagyu, Nyingma, Gelo, all these big monastic institutions, they really thrive in the activities of Dharma studies, reflection, meditation, and through which the Buddha Dharma meets they thrive everywhere, in nook and corner of the world, for the benefit of sentient beings. And may I personally dedicate merits thus gathered that each one of you, through a concerted effort in the practice of Bodhicitta Vishwamantinas, may soon see the dawn of Bodhicitta and Vishwamantinas within yourself, and that each one of you becomes such a reliable guide to lead as many sentient beings towards Buddhahood as soon as possible. May the teaching on the wisdom of emptiness, may the teaching on the light of the Bodhicitta flourish in all directions in the minds of dear sentient beings, present and future. With that in mind, let's turn to the page number 308. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All powerful charities, the Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until samsara ends. Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may Kriya attain the state of Guru Buddha and lead all beings without exception into their enlightened state. Chanju Sanju Rinpoche Aige Panange Yuroche Gyabo Nyamba Maya Kone May the Supreme Bodhicitta that is not arisen, arise and grow, and may that which is arisen not diminish but increase forevermore. I dedicate the merits thus gathered, truth realization, the decent prayers of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 3 times, and to the upholding of the Dharma of teaching and realization. May I know all lives through the force of this merit, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, Bodhicitta, perfectly in the 2 stages. With the wish to free all beings, I shall always go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until for enlightenment. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate my full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. As long as space remains, as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. A part of union of emptiness and compassion is loosely explained by the protector of the Dharma and the beings of the snow land. With the lotus soul that Tenzin Gyatso, we supplicate you that your wishes are fulfilled spontaneously. May the operations of evil thoughts and deeds of the negative forces of humans and non-humans who have been managed through perverted prayers against the teachings of the Buddhas be truly vanquished through the power of the truth of their rituals. Throughout my future lifetimes, may always be guided by the Manjushri and be able to uphold the Dharma in general and the teachings on dependent origination in particular, even in the course of my life. Okay, let us make 3 questions together.